Man, you know something? The telephone is taking pictures of me, and as I'm looking at myself posing for the picture, it's supposed to reflect exactly how I posed for the picture. It's switching the pose that I took to the opposite side. So I'm looking at this happening, and I said, imagine if somebody was doing identity theft like there was some lizard. Or so, you ever seen V? Or you ever seen the television show Aliens? When the other person was learning, it's like looking in a mirror. Imagine a person learning to manipulate the physical reality of the being that they're trying to be at the time. So if a person goes for, it's like going for ID to identify oneself, right? It's like a person prepping somebody to go to ID to go identify themselves, and then you have a person. It's like a person going. You see, they just mocked me on the video I was just doing. It's like a person going for ID to go identify themselves, and then you have another person at a time that's watching them every day, that's mocking their, just like how the video just stopped, that's mocking the way they move, and then on top of it, trying to switch it up at a point that's gonna cause identity theft at soon as it could cause identity theft, like it was some type of disease waiting. And when you speak English, it's serious when a person says disease. It's like a form of dizziness that makes you drowsy, depressed, and causes you to lose consciousness, and then something happens to you in the physical reality. So imagine a person like the television show Aliens, V, because remember the V, and then there was Aliens, the big-headed people, and there was V, the people that just wanted to be some type of bioorganism from inside that was destroying an individual. And then on top of it, when in the physical reality, trying to trying to kill trying to kill an individual to look like an individual a certain type of way. Now, let me tell you something. There's a limit to certain things, even the periodical table of physics, because you ever had somebody does possession magic, but the person goes so far in the possession magic, now they want to become the person that they possess. Now that's what you call a form of psychotic. It's called psychokinetic psychokinetic conduct. So an individual is just learning the humane condition of the physical reality to literally try to merge with that person at the time, to murder that person. You know why that's happening? It's just like, you see how I told you I got rid of some of the empresses the other day? You might have an individual that doesn't have an empress that wants to get their empress back on a level, or you might have some type of empress that's a certain type of way that wants to connect with an individual on a level, and then on top of it, that wants to re-enter somebody after doing physical harm and not even keeping themselves up, that wants to end the whole world. But the reason why is because it learned probably a form of succubus power, and then is hoping to get to a realm tied. Remember what I told you about my YouTube documentary about individuals trying to be a person. How can I say this? They they try to be a person in the physical reality. Now I'm gonna show you how real this is. I have somebody or some energy and forces in the room that lets himself be known a certain type of way, that is trying to confuse the physical reality. But the reason why this is happening is because the astrological empress herself of the high magic of era is using a form, and with the empress of the cloth. Is, you ever seen the movie The Cloth where they have the invisible cloth? They use the empress of the cloth and the empresses of era had a certain type of magic, and they're trying to fade out the physical reality, and then they're trying to murder individual, and then on top of it, they're trying to subdue an individual, because if a person goes full blown out disease and they can't get somebody, what are they gonna do? So any time or moments that they have is gonna be known and identified a certain type of way. It's just like it's just like, all right, let me explain something to you. It's just like what I explained to you in the documentary when you have certain people that's hurting other people a certain type of way, and then they're following their patterns because they wanna how can I say this, take away their intimacy, the reason of their rejuvenation, so it makes them weak. So as they feel like they're getting that person would be getting a word called stronger, because it would be like a subscale person that it wants to be the sub of an individual, and then on top of it is already trying to disregard the real regard to get to the point of the originality, to cause confusion and to finish to finish the guide that will cause an individual to be because you got to know the other word besides strong to identify a certain situation, and I'm not gonna tell them. So now that I know that these people are looking for something, my natural energy won't show these individuals certain things. Like certain things I don't even have to think about. When certain things happen like this, I already had something that repels that type of situation anyway, that makes it harder for that individual in a physical reality. And I've been waiting for things like this because there's something I want to do to somebody a certain type of way, but they haven't experienced the full physical aspect of the reality the way I want them to at the time. So a man who's fearless like me sits here calmly and waits, you know. So anyway, and on top of it, people like that, a person can't be around them in the physical reality because they'll 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 cause identity theft to another person that you love, and then ruin the individual's life. It's just like the movie Total Recall in the allegory explains everything. The one with Arnold, you know me, the one you know Arnold Schwarzenegger. So you don't gotta worry about it. That explains everything. It explains everything that a person needs to know at a point in time for an existence to show you a certain type of person's mentality, and how real they take it. Because notice when it happened and that Brandon had to save the planet was on Mars, and I'm not going to Mars. The fuck am I going to Mars for? That Mars is Nephilim land. It is a land of. I'm about to push it far out this away from this orbit. So if there's any serpentine beings still on this planet, I'm gonna make sure that you can't even be here. You're gonna run away from yourself the way I'm gonna make you feel a certain type of way. Literally, and I'm about to do it as soon as I finish getting drunk. So another person's gonna you're gonna come around another person, and it's gonna be a psychotic form even to people on cellular activity level. Not only the Empress is gonna want to give an order to destroy you instantly, if you're on this planet. I'm gonna make a person feel such a psychotic vibration to another individual that they, they, they're gonna look at a person like a different type of being at the time, and they're gonna order you. They're gonna order your distinction. That's how it really has to be at the time. So since I already had the order to do something, I'm just gonna I'm just gonna make sure I do it and I complete the task already. Oh yeah, and like I was telling you, it's like you ever seen let me give you an example. It's just like the movie, like I said, Aliens and V. But even when a person does possession magic, right? Even with spirits and energies, because you ever seen the movie The Fallen? It's just like something like that, but it's a difference in the physical reality because even energies that of possession have to identify themselves because they don't want to lose their own physical reality of their own human condition, of their real human condition. so they could be a certain type of way when they're original, when they manifest. Another person, it's just like the reason why there's nothing new under the sun because it's all me. It's like everything is me of the purity and real refinement. If it gets conditioned through somebody else, it dies at a certain time because is not of the natural enlightenment of the real human condition. So, and then on top of it, I didn't do certain things for the individual and the physical reality that will make an individual care for it to have a certain type of existence because the real humane condition of the higher form of the energy of myself identifies the physical reality a certain type of way and for my own safety I separated myself from a certain type of way, and then I'm also whole, but I separated myself a certain type of way so an individual could be able to survive a certain type of way because if a person would violate me or do something wrong to my humane condition and anatomy, it would take them time because depending on the situation, I'm a man of honesty, so it would take them time before I made a decision or the energy would finish them in the physical reality because you got to remember they're being looked upon like a bioorganism that will destroy the reason of the humane condition of existence of the atmosphere of the physical reality. So sometimes the energy it causes a propulsion, a proposed encounter at the time because it looks at the development and the reasons of the individual's consciousness to the exact micro visual or intellect of the telekinetic vibration of the human condition of the physical reality. So if it's just living for the moment, it'll look at the situation because it got to know if it could show the individual the higher form of enlightenment to the physical reality for its own for my own regard and for the other individual's own regard and being, depending on what happened in physical reality after what the Templar Knights did to me when I was Sir Lancelot, because they literally almost ended the world and almost killed the astrological empress and the force for existence of the physical reality. So it had the energy of myself, of me being honesty. I had to literally make sure that it knew how to fend for itself a certain type of way, and then at the end, in the end point of the physical reality, it needs me to survive because I'm the real reason of its existence. So if it doesn't connect with me at a certain time, or it'll literally cause an individual or people to all die because it at a point in time it'll look at individuals like a real danger to the human condition. It's like somebody trying to steal magic from you. Once you try to do that, it's just like a person it's just like robbing a family. A person just waiting to find out exactly who you are and how you did it and why you did it at the time. And then on top of it, you'll have people that already know and just want to see what the person will do even at the time. So I'm straight up. I'll tell you straight up. I'm a man of honesty. So I'll tell you straight up. Another person is honestly ain't gonna tell you what I tell you. You believe me? Hey, you don't gotta believe me or not. Find out for yourself. It's just like, I don't want to tell people certain things because sometimes it is good for an example. It's real good. But, like I said, I'm actually going through a live physical Oh, yeah, this is another thing also. This is something I had to tell the astrological empresses. You have a person that's regarding individuals at a point in time of their humane condition, of their higher consciousness that wants to, the calendar of era knew, the Mushu calendar knew how to send people away, and there was another calendar of voodoo that tried to zombify individuals. It was caused a form of control when it came to the humane condition and stuff, right? And they, certain individuals of era through a certain time learned a certain form of science and education where they wanted to really control the empress and bend her will to their realities, just like a person. You know how universal laws are natural. But another person wanted to OD on universal laws because if they did something that they weren't supposed to do, the universal laws naturally disregards them and just finishes them because that means, they violated the point of the universal laws of the reason of existence. But if you have an individual at a time that learns certain things and wants to control and gets into certain harmonic, it's just like what people did when they went to the crossroads and supernatural, try to become musicians because they wanted to get into the harmonical frequency of the empress to soothe her energy, and then next thing you know, cause the death of her physical reality. Or you have people like me, I'm the real emperor, right? So the empress knows I'm not having sex. But if I feel a certain type of reaction to the physical reality, what type of level is that for the empress at the time? That means somebody's probably doing some witchcraft. She'll add up her mathematics to what's happening to her human condition or how people try to steal energy from her. Then she'll come to me and then then they just stop the video again, but listen, I'm gonna continue. Then she'll come to me and view me to see what's going on with the physical reality. And the last video I made was 45 minutes and 46 seconds. They stopped it at 40. When it was supposed to develop, it developed in 41 seconds. So now I'm just gonna show you how real this situation is. Somebody's trying to time me, but they're timing the empress at the time because they're trying to make sure that they have a energy on lock. So you have somebody that's working a digital camera that's planning to have control of a certain empress, and on top of it, is planning to rob me, and is planning to rob the empress in the physical reality, and is manipulating the digital light system because the light system can identify as low is already on a lower level than the frequency that is trying to identify that showing as identification because it's natural to show this. But if you have an individual at the time that is trying to make the energy of the international security system to steal energy and I never lose energy. So what is it taking away seconds for? So that's something else. So that means that's some type of disease another person is using a certain type of way to manipulate the physical reality. But some people not ready for that science when I'm speaking about it, but you'll figure it out sooner or later. But listen to what I'm saying. So the empress will come on me and to literally identify, she'll measure her human condition out, how they affected her, and the things that they didn't, what she got to already handle because the way they try to affect her and the things they try to steal from her. Then she'll come on me and measure my reality. So then after she measures my reality and it sees that, my reality is more than the empress, there's nothing for her to take away because she can't take away nothing from me because if she takes away from me, she's definitely dead. You understand? She'll die instantly because that means she just tried to rob her consciousness, and then that means she was partaking in the humane condition and the disoriented conduct of other individuals in the physical reality. So that means she's already off, and then she's causing an infection on a higher scale, on a periodical level of a higher calendar of existence on a graph when it comes to social economics. So that means that's somebody that doesn't know how to conduct the humane condition, and then is going to lose their humane condition of their physical reality, and then that means a lot of people's life is in danger. But I already explained that to you on a YouTube documentary concerning porno industry people that get sick, that have been doing porn for so long on live television in light frequencies, that have been trying to dishonor and didn't how can I say this didn't honor the reason of their segregation of knowing their conscience of their own humane condition before entering of the social economic system. So there's a difference to the physical reality. And remember, the system that I'm on already just tried to do identity theft because when I took the picture, it was already reflecting on a certain type of position that is supposed to naturally show me that because it's already showing me the way the picture's supposed to develop. When I took it, it showed me the opposite of the physical reality a certain type of way. So that means there's somebody that's manipulating the light that might get to the system, that might cause the endangerment of the system of international security and then other type of situations. But I already identified that because you already had movies in the paradigm of time. Like, you ever seen cowboy movies and niggas going Boston's and dying, like I was speaking about last night? Individuals entering the bar and they just dying and shit, and I'm with my wife, and then I'm looking at my wife at the time like, yo, listen, you, you know that was my son, but you shot the nigga in front of me. Like, I made you nigga, but the nigga got shot. The nigga did something at the time that caused you to even shoot the nigga and shoot the nigga. You shot the nigga. You shot the other nigga in front of you. So what was that about? You lessen the humane condition to their point of existence, and then the individual was already depressing because it was already depressing to the visual reality, the human condition. Because how could a person misuse my energy like that? So what were you trying to do? You were trying to fulfill yourself with the energy of something you already had naturally within you, and somebody manipulated you to hate what you had naturally within you. That spoiled the conduct of the of person's education. That caused you to hurt your humane condition of your internal self for for their own pleasure on a person that's outside of you. So they're punishing you. So they'll tell you to look at it like your period, but you're just throwing up blood and everything now and then. And you think, oh no, it's nothing in the paradigm. I was just really when you telling somebody another planet, I was just wrong and stuff. And then on top of it, while you're doing that, you're infecting their planet because you're not of their human condition. And then on top of it, the atmosphere, the energy is, or light, or even the acknowledgement acknowledges that you're already sabotaging them individuals. Them individuals is looking at you at the time like, wow. And then if it's not happening to you where it should be happening to you in front of people so they can identify whoever knows education, it's happening to you a certain type of way in front of other people, a certain next type of way, and that's wondering what about your physical reality. Because I watch movies and I watch people throw up blood and all type of things. It's just like I drew, but I never lose. I'm perfect. I made the human condition. So when it's like even when I brush my teeth and I throw up blood or I spit out blood, that's because another person's doing something that's actually aggravating the empress on me at the time. And because I always have an empress on me, always. And at the time that's viewing me and that stays like deep within me because it doesn't want to interfere with the way I already conduct myself because I'm the original point of all physical reality. So it stays with me, and then when something is wrong, at certain points of acknowledgement, when it seems frequent, like it's not a burden to me a certain type of way to let me think or acknowledge or view something so I can naturally know, and I'll just naturally be moving. I'll spit up blood in a sink or something, and then I'll be like, oh, oh, okay, so, I already know. I've been doing this so long. I already know something is already happening a certain type of way, and they're getting at my wife a certain type of way. But I'm here. It's like I'm in a jail. I'm not in a jail. I'm not supposed to be feeling like I'm in a jail sentence. But you have listen to the mentality of the people that wanted me to feel like I'm in jail or wanted to put me in jail. Those are diseased people because these people don't know nothing about the human condition of their education, and then you have little tricorders with our cell phones in Star Trek, and then on top of it, they're trying to manipulate a person's consciousness because they want to be barbaric and stupid because they're not the purity of the human condition. They were just the wrong conduct that was formed that's just causing distortion and just manipulating points of the physical reality, like they checkmating an individual. It's just like you're either good or bad. So which one's mightier at the end? It's just like you ever seen what's Fist of the they said Fist of the North Star, but there's another movie where it's like two dragons at the end, and the reason why they say like dragons because it's like a vain fighting of the physical reality of which one's mightier than the other when it comes to the vitalness. It's just an allegory to show you which one's mightier than the other than when it comes to the vitalness of the physical reality. And then you have two dragons because some people some people that that know about the higher education a certain type of way have a form of of acknowledgement of certain things. So the allegory is used a certain type of way in a form of for some individuals to realize sometimes, and sometimes it may be different, um, as a parable or a poetic gesture of a civil conduct. So it is a difference of the physical reality. So you have these individuals that where it says like two dragons were fighting each other because another individual, another individual is so complete that they accomplish the human condition so much that it's just either you conquer the situation or keep it moving, or whatever the situation is at the time. So they use the allegory as a dragon for the acknowledgement of the individual for those who really know what it's about, of the human condition for one to be okay. I've been knew this, but I don't need to speak about things like this. What am I speaking about things like this? What? So I don't even say nothing to another individual. A person wondering if I knew this type of thing even from when I was like 9 years old. Probably way before that. I just don't want to tell you. You know what I'm saying? That's how real it is. So another person is wondering about a situation. So there's nothing to tell me a certain type of way because I could. Listen, there was people around me when I was younger that I wasn't even supposed to be around. There wasn't even in the physical reality to even be alive at the time, even in the physical reality, and they were just manipulating, just being around me while I was recovering a situation. Because another person, it's only because I came back at a point of reflection, of a point of in a paradigm in time, because I'm the paradigm to heal for the existence wouldn't die. So I did it precisely to a point of existence. Another person says why, then you think about everything that's happening now. You still want to ask me why, or if I'm looking like a golden reflection of the intensity of white matter and anatomy, did you not get your answer yet? Okay. So fucking your conscience and fucking yourself is it not education enough for you? You still need more education to identify what the fuck you did that was wrong. I'm the real raw, right? So obviously I'm a Caucasian Asian, intensified white, lighter version than myself. And when I say version, a person that is virtuous in the physical reality, not a physical virgin that doesn't have sex. I have sex. So a person that is virtuous, that has a point of tribute, of the reason of validation, honor, and also regardless. And I'm not going to tell you the rest of the situation, but I'm just showing you how real the situation is. So if a person was like, it's just like saying, oh, how something, yeah, you have science. What the fuck? You want to know science. You want to know the higher being of the physical reality, right? How the fuck you think you got to the time that you're in, or the time that you're trying to manipulate? Where you think it came from? You learned that I'm right. I have a, oh, okay then. Keep going. Keep going and going. What? Okay. So now, like I was saying, right? So now you have individuals, and you got the YouTube itself to identify the international security system has to identify the things I'm saying because this is also its own government, and this is for international information for individuals that want to be educated also. So now, if an individual at a time, it's just like you have an individual that's probably from a certain calendar, from a social economic system. Sci-fi is real. We're YouTube live. For real. So, I'm just being real. So if you have individuals at a time that who are, you're wondering about my physical fit. I'm around individuals that want me to be comfortable and yet slothful. So my human condition makes me know this. Because when I was in New York, same thing at certain times in certain type of ways, but I'm more toned in New York because the fact is the reality calls for me to literally dis to want me to regard and disciplinary actions when it comes to individuals in the physical reality. Once certain things start feeling a certain type of way with me in the physical reality here, you know, whatever happens a certain type of way, I already let it be known, and I'm just making sure individuals are educated before certain things start happening. So let me finish explaining certain things, right? So in the physical reality, you have individuals at a time that is just trying to rob the empress. So it's just like if I was gonna go be in my house and just literally go to my house to be okay in my house, I have to really be able to regard my house because what things are happening in time. The people of my household wouldn't want me to be discouraged with them a certain type of way. Then on top of it, they want me to be acknowledgeful of the things that's going on. Probably somebody is using a certain type of form of an excuse because they don't want somebody to realize something a certain type of way, and they're coming up with a form of an excuse a certain type of way, but something is still gonna happen because I don't play. I'm a person when I'm explaining what I'm explaining, I'm straightforward with individuals. Another person wants to give a form of a hand at a time a certain type of. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. De- dearly dearly noted on the physical reality situation. Yes, but I'm just gonna be real with you. I'm just gonna finish explaining to you what I was saying to you about the Empress. If I went to my household, my family wants me to acknowledge what's going on with another individual at a time, or how they tried to manipulate my family, and the way they were trying to take care of my family, making my family suffer for even being a former gardener, and then for their irresponsibility because the party that they wanted to have regarding their human condition. But now an individual is just looking to know certain things because it's just like if an empress it's like you know what it is. Some of the empresses wanted their children to, after so many bosses, wanted to know everything about me a certain type of way and what I could do for myself, so they could know what they would want to take from me at the time because the way they've been plotting and scheming. You see, I'm the consciousness of the empress. So it's always a two for one deal, or a more than one deal when it comes to the human condition, because a person's gonna conquer somebody. They're already lessening. They're trying to be on the same level and lessen the mentality of the empress. Now, depending on the human condition at the point of enlightenment, even with the empress, because you have finger poppers, and the reason for finger poppers, you have to be educated in allegory to know what I'm speaking about. Just like if an empress had another point of enlightenment of her own representation of herself. So I would just tell you there's certain empresses, right? So, if there was a finger popper that felt that we're on a level, and then they wanted to be with the empress a certain type of way because they remember her development, they say, which they don't know her development because they wasn't there for her development. Her development, she was already developed and then introduced to the rest of the human condition that wanted to manipulate her for her physical reality, so they could do the type of things that I'm explaining to you right now. For the ways they wanted to manipulate her in a physical reality. It's like making a zombie. A person wants to shut her on and off, and then it's like voting of the humane condition. Or I'm a vote about if he should be with this and that. And that. They're trying to have. It's like the body. You ever heard a chicken head cut off without his body? They're trying to make her not have her own control of a humane condition. Can she handle it herself? And if she can, then it's another type of situation that is another child doesn't have control of the other empress because he's not the other empress. He's not looking at it like he's a child. He's thinking that he's a grown adult in a certain type of way, and then he has to have control. So I'm the only emperor that has control of all the empresses. You have another child somewhere that wants control of the empresses. So he's going out trying to shut down the points of love of the empress to try to cause a psychotic. It's like a psych. You know, this is why the empress had to learn about music because it's a psychotic form of an individual that wants to conquer the other physical realities and me, and when it caused the end of all existence. And then on top of it, after what happened to me, the empress got a regard of her because the psychotic individual knows. It's just like casino. You see how an individual has. Imagine having a child that gets into did so many things and got into so much greed because he was just wearing his mother like she was some coat or some dress. Now he has to be by himself a certain time, and he doesn't have the extra. He doesn't know his education is not fulfilled like the emperor because he already been out his character and he's so used to a pattern being out his character that he caused traumatic experience of his physical reality because he can't. He wants to be more than what he is, and then he lied to other individuals and probably made an oath for other individuals, helping them at times, and endangered his own empress of her own humane condition, and caused the exposure of certain points of sacredcy to other individuals that manipulated him, just like if there was like a cemetery, and then you bring out a star there. A star's a light. It gives is a natural light. You have elements also natural light of the current conduct of the human condition. Who stole the information that wasn't a part of the paper? That wasn't right. So a person wouldn't want to write up the scenery to know certain other things, right? So we don't speak about it. I spoke about these, anyway. So if an individual wants to already manipulate the humane condition of the real empress, and he's trying to shut her off, shut her down, this is like something like the Stonemen used to do when they used to claim to be men of honesty, of real enlightenment, of the reason of one's foundation, and the reason of one's conscience. So if an individual doesn't have an individual vouching for them to do something, it's kind of a funny situation in certain type of ways. A man is not a funny man because I'm the real educator, but I've just been through certain things. This is why you had the education of it. Because life is realer than what you think. You already have individuals doing certain forms of a form of affection because they already tried to steal my identity when it came to my wife, Delta. And certain of my other wives that have the same representation that acknowledge her to let her know that, they also had loves in their life that was that they remember but wasn't the same education as her certain type of way. They wanted to clone the existence of me so it would disregard the love that he had for me at a certain time because they tried to manipulate the reason why the art was done in the first place. A person that does that is not a person that edified the art. Is a person that tried to manipulate and added on things that never needed to be added on because it was already the art. It's like a picture of a wife by herself that has a baby. Okay, obviously, if you see a chick, this is like immaculate conception. If you see a chick have a baby, she has to have a husband somewhere. Where's her husband? Where would her husband be, right? And then all of a sudden, her husband has to naturally be on the highest level in the physical reality for something like that to happen, right? Oh, okay. Listen to this. Now, if a person wants to know who's the husband, what point of acknowledgement is the husband, and what caused it, because another person's trying to discredit somebody from their energy. It's just like I told you people immaculate conception. Real quick before I get finished speaking about those situations. It's just like a person that speaks about immaculate conception, and then they see a chick that has a child, and then they want to discredit because they know the powerful a person immaculate is called immaculate, a person of the highest regardless of the purity, purity, and purity of the human condition. So now an individual is scared because that's like a super mega being that can learn their humane condition a certain type of way, And if they're not educated precisely, and if they don't honor themselves in the human condition of their education, that could cause natural traumatic experiences, and then you have individuals that's already deteriorated their consciousness and violated their higher acknowledgement, and then you have one a certain type of way, just a different type of reality, and it's like a fit to them. It's like it's like the movie Constantine, with Keanu Reeves. Everybody's scared, like, oh my god. It's like how people try to frame me at the time. It was like the cult guns I made were magical, they said, and they did more than what it just seemed like they did. Another person was skeptical about what was going on because they didn't realize why my work that I did was so so refined and it's so regarded in that. So another person was very like, oh my God, just, you're walking around. It's like a democracy full of demons of people that demoralize the human condition, and then you have like a form. I'm not gonna say. I'm gonna say a person of real enlightenment, more than an angel, a real guiding light. An angel is considered a person that experienced a lesson of life that may want to be a event. There's different, they're looked upon differently. So I say a person of the reason of enlightenment, of the reason of a person of real enlightenment to the humane condition. If you have people that didn't honor their humane condition, and because you have fallen angels, you ever heard of Nephilim, like fallen angels and other people that have a certain type of human condition, and then they could be bad, they could be good, and there's none of that. I'm speaking of the real reason of enlightenment. Enlightenment is the real reason of the higher education, the real, reason of dignity, the real reason of honor, the real reason of conduct and of future, the real reason of development, of equality, of elegance for the for for the generations of for their high intellect, of the real value of one's social economics, of one's humane habitation, of one's mental and condition. So it's a difference to the physical reality. Now, if you have an individual in life that already, like other demonic people, the democracy that didn't demoralize their human condition, that didn't honor that, tried to, did more and then tried to do an expulsion of an individual, the reason of their human condition. That means, a person has to have regard and has to honor their reason of their being, not to interrupt other people's humane condition, and also be able to survive in their own habitation for their own love of the reason of existence, for the equality of the, the environment of their own structure. This is the reason of the real enlightenment, of the reason why they say it's immaculate, because it's more than what it is. And then you have people that look upon it because they're demonic, that look at it like, oh, it might be a scary thing to them. They can demoralize somebody, and then they might want what an individual have a certain type of way. They can't have it because it's not next to them. So one has to show them in the paradigm of time, because there's nothing new under the sun, the reason of one's intensity, of the reason of their love of their human condition, of certain things. This is why certain things are certain ways in life, for reasons. It's just like having a husband and having sex with your husband, and then another person, your husband just sits around and just wonders, oh, this person's gonna do this, or this person's gonna do that, and you're gonna know for yourself at a point in time, because your consciousness of enlightenment gotta let you know. Because it has to be real, and if you can't you can't have an individual that want to dishonor the reason of their existence. Like, that doesn't make no sense. Depending on what it's like having an empress, and then she's been through so many wars, then she's down. It's like down to a couple last grains with her, and then she's scared of individuals because the way they already try to manipulate her human condition of the atmosphere. It's just like what I was speaking about with somebody earlier on. I educated individuals how to keep the social structure alive already in a certain type of way. Like certain places I went, I even told them they can't be raised here. They will never be raised here. Those are people that already live a certain type of way that don't need that type of experience in their life, and they never be known because you look at the time that an individual is in, and then you look at the way the individual is living. They're comfortable with the way they're setting in a certain type of way. They don't need a certain type of influence because they're already structured for their own acknowledgement to the way they really conduct their human condition. If they want something different, obviously they could be a part of something because it shows you they could go be into the situation and wouldn't hinder nobody because they'll be able to conduct their own situation and for a reason. So I already let individuals in certain other social and economic places know how to conduct the human condition to be okay for the future and for the equality of the growth of the social economics, for the value of one's human condition when it came to the natural atmosphere and habitation or social market for individuals of refinement and regard to be able to keep it a high point of acknowledgement. If a person just didn't look at what I explained to them a certain time, that has nothing to do with it. Another person, they already know how they handle the relationship. I already looking at the situation. I'm not gonna try to interfere with a type of situation, a certain type of way, without knowing the real depth of the reason of certain situations. And I don't get into stuff like that because I'm a married man and the reason of the human condition. So I don't have to think about certain things. I'm not. Don't worry about it. I'm not that type of person. I don't even bother. I don't even get into certain things with certain people. If something happens, another person needs to check themselves because I'm the reason of their existence. You can't say nothing about it. You have to literally go check yourself because it's something with yourself. So, I'm just being real. So with my wife is thinking, if I go to my house, how am I going to look at individuals, the way individuals are handling themselves, what happened with individuals in a certain type of way at the time, the way other individuals trying to handle her, and am I gonna be a certain type of way with the situation to be able to regard the situation? It's just like telling my wife she can't be with her conscience. Oh no, your husband's home. No, you can't be with your conscience. You're stupid. Your husband's not gonna let you be a stupid zombie bitch. You're gonna be with your husband, and then you're not gonna want to do certain things, and then the other nigga getting drunk and wilding out, and he's on some dead presidents. Like, nah, man, this guy getting there. He wanna be comfortable. No. I don't get down like that. My wife has a conscience. You're not gonna abuse the human condition and wonder why you're getting drunk and suffering, and then the reason why you're so mad because you can't have something of a certain type of way unless you're being vindictive, or unless you're with that type of consciousness of a person getting to my empress in certain type of ways. That means that's a person that already caused their own downfall to the physical reality, and whatever they have around them that's of the human condition is already is already dis is already disoriented. Is how can I say disoriented to demoralizing or devaluing conduct in the physical reality. If they if they didn't want my empress to acknowledge the reason of her existence, and you know how to keep it sacred when it comes to the human condition, my empress would have to literally murder that individual for her own reason of existence, and on top of it, she would have to literally, before something like that, provide the reason of why she's the real empress. And then on top of it, she would have to make sure she doesn't endanger herself in other folks' economic atmosphere because other people's endeavors or vindictiveness. Because what caused that influence in the physical reality anyway had to come from somewhere else, right? If I'm perfect and I make something perfect, it had to be something other than other than perfection that was wrong in another type of way. So she has to remember the reason of her point of enlightenment and consciousness to identify what's going on in the human condition. And then she has to know her own human condition to her own being of a reason of her habitation. And I told you I'm a man that's a very I'm the real Asia, I'm the real China. I'm the original man of existence of the reason of all social economics. I have nothing else to say. Have a wonderful, loving life. I'ma just go and just go, my hair, because my hair is over here hanging a certain type of way. And because the humidity of the air in the atmosphere, my hair is already showing me I have to be on full strength mode when I'm around these individuals. It won't let it just pop down and sit because I have to be in strength mode because other things that I'm not noticing at the time. So it's wonderful. Okay, that's okay. I'ma just go continue and go. Matter of fact, oh man. It's like Scooby Doo. You remember Scooby Doo? When them niggas, the drug dealer niggas used to go around and they used to be like, oh my God, this guy's alive. They used to go from place to place in other people's social economic systems, just wanted to get their doobies and have fun and didn't care about people in life and shit, and then just go check out what's going on, and then on top of it, frame like thumbing them, framing other individuals, like, oh my God, what happened here? Wow, this guy's still alive. Oh, he tried to steal money. Oh man, this guy was shining. This guy's a bling blinger, huh? Future they would have been like, he's a bling blinger, huh? I can't believe it. No, we're gonna have to settle that. The white desperado boss scene and shit, right? He was like, yo, we have to go settle that. He's a bling blinger. Oh. That nigga, yo, Scooby, and then Scooby-Doo. As long as you get some pussy and food, right? Scooby, the dog was the man. He said, I'm fucking something. He said, I'm fucking, yo, what's up, yo, niggas got so much paid off of Scooby-Doo. The niggas started making fucking, he started making albums. Say, I'm getting loving tonight. Nigga said, who is Scooby-Dooby-Doo? I know who Scooby-Doo is, but what? Scooby-Doo wants to be a doctor. nigga said, Scooby-Dooby-Doo. He had all his own music. He was like a nigga, you remember the television show that used to come on Channel 9, 227? That sequency of the numeral sequency was a house that was broken into, that they didn't want nobody going to that house and shit. Because that's where they went to go get their pussy. All the black people went there for answers, to go get their pussy, to go do all types of things. And after they put all these people, like the Percy Jackson in the movie Percy Jackson, with the one with me, that's supposed to be Zeus. But the continuance of our human condition of individuals robbing individuals, putting them in Las Vegas when they couldn't remember who they were, when they're supposed to remember, they're gonna remember. And then next thing you know, that person, the individuals in the movie had the individual not going to the apartment to look at what's going on because them individuals will tell you taking that apartment hostage because of what they wanted to do to individuals in the physical reality, because that was a sequence of love and of a form of love, and they wanted to get rid of individuals, so they tactically went after the apartment, and they called the television show 227 because the way they wanted to dishonor and just cause some, the dead presidency. Oh, you a hoe bitch. You a hoe bitch. You in the military, you gonna come home, you gonna kill yourself because niggas fucking your girl and you gotta be more than what you are. And then on top of it, it's because niggas fucking your girl, causing you to be confused, and then niggas killing you for you are, and then when you commit the crime, because another nigga committed a crime against the individual, But because the individual had to provide the evidence that the individual committed the crime, he had to be able to do certain things to provide it, so to provide for himself. And then on top of it, poison his drug, so the drug caused natural confusion before he could do that. And then when he went to go rob the bank, now he had to figure out why his friends died, because he devalued himself from even regarding himself on the highest level as a reason of his own social economics. Wasn't that funny? It was like 227. 227 was a television show that wanted to kill the empresses a certain type of way in a numeral sequence so they could be able to take advantage and then literally cause dark intentions when it came to individuals. Because they wanted 227 used to come on when certain television shows used to come on, so they wanted Aphrodite's secrets. So another person not looking at the regard and the reason why the television show came on, they wanted Aphrodite's secrets, they wanted other Asian people's secrets, and then they wanted to do Independence Day where they looked at Asian people like they were aliens, they were going to cause an invasion of the human condition that the dark matter couldn't control, and all they wanted to do is just, tong, 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 tong. Love to see the booty go. You heard this nigga song? The nigga said he loved to see the booty go. Yo, them niggas in their cryptology, funny. Yo, after a while, after a majority, after not white people was born, the black people would have killed white people. They're following their natural vibrational pattern to the depth of their reality. And then on top of it, they were trying to keep points of acknowledgement for themselves so they could know exactly what's going on and how to. It's just like a person saying, oh, Ra's alive, or next time they ain't waking up Ra. There is no next time waking up Ra. You do something to me, it's the end of the world. Yo, something happens. Yo, listen, let me listen. If something happens to me, it's the end of the world. You don't gotta wait. You don't gotta worry about wait. Yo, listen. It's like I'm hearing black people vote, or probably certain people trying to frame black people, or probably certain indigenous people that's the biohazard debris of the human condition. Man, that's serious when you get there. And you fuck with certain people like on that level. Good luck in your life, because if you don't know the difference, you'll never know the difference. and I'm being serious. And I'm telling you, I'm a man of value. At least I went to the hospital. Them niggas they don't even be going to the hospital. Them niggas just be on some arm out. Them niggas, what? Because they already know. Because if they're already having situations with their consciousness, what you think they're gonna do to other individuals in the physical reality? If the reason of their existence looks at them like there's some type of distortion to the human condition, what do you think is it? What do you think is going on? The niggas is on some time to go. fly away. Them other niggas is on some fly away type situations. And I'm not on no fly away because I've been to the hospital. I've been to the hospital so much that the hospital wanted to rob me of my existence because they're looking at me like, they wanted to do umbach. That's why, listen, this is why people got their ass about some umbach. Because another person was looking at me like food. Another person tried to look at me like food, and then they got their ass whipped. And then another person said, oh, that's not going to happen again. That nigga whipped my ass when them people around because he teed him that, he taught him this, and then I couldn't get at this nigga a certain type of way because he educated them. I'm going to make sure people not educated. I'm going to make sure they look at him another type of way, and then I'm going to just attack him when people not caring, and then people thinking, he's going to try to flip the scenery, so he's going to say people not caring is a different type of situation because he wants a real hostage. So it's a dark matter looking for a hostage because they're ready trying to kill individuals. It's just like going to a Muslim mosque where they're praying, and then you see a black person in there, and then you look at not a light skin person, you see a black person, and you look at the Muslims like, oh, why this nigga want to be next to your empress and shit? Like, why you trying to steal your luck already? Because the nigga's already causing, in a natural conducting his humane condition, is causing a dark reality to individuals' consciousness, and then he's causing I'm talking about black skin and brown skin people, and he's causing them to turn on themselves, and then having their own self turn on their own people for for their own comfort and manipulation of the physical reality of the demoralizing and demoralizing and of the physical reality and the mental, so they could be able to conduct their world conquest of causing physical trauma, of the reason of the uncomfortability of their pressure, the reason of their form in the physical reality. So, because another person's ignorance that caused it, and that's what came out. It's just like filtering the astrological empress realm of a human condition of a planet of an earth. Solar activity come out dark. One is already dark of the depth because you already violated the empress. Some individuals, the man that's supposed to be doing it, he's not doing it. You got another individual trying to touch her privacy, and then on top of it, probably doing some old porno type shit with her sacredcy of her emotions of her cellular structure way. She's trying to keep it in control. And another person, well, and because she has to keep sacred to me, she's not able to be in the physical realm. So she's feeling like a hostage already, and it's causing uncomfortability to her nervous system. And then me not manifesting her at a certain time because the children are doing something wrong. So if she comes, I don't want her to die because she has to learn how to control her emotions or her human condition. And then on top of it, the children themselves already are demoralizing, and probably some of them something gone wrong because they probably are married into another family, another human condition that's causing their ignorance and stealing their way, their consciousness, making them lose out on their human condition, and then other people manipulating their social structure because they're used to other things that they're not supposed to be a part of, and then they're mad about situations happening, and then on top of it, they're being at a place because this is a private planet for private social economics, and I'm the one that controls this planet and all other planets, but I'm residing here healing, and then other people are still being educated to their sacredcy, and if they don't refine with me, that means they wasted the reason of their education, because if they go with somebody else, that means they caused their own downfall to their own astrological tree and endangered their own being of their own human condition to their social humane structure of their own habitation. So, they have to be held accountable for certain things in a certain type of way. And then you have individuals that other social economic systems that already did wrong to the human condition, that brought out the wrong type of cellular activity because they were causing the wrong type of emotions to their higher consciousness, when the higher consciousness was trying to obstruct and instruct their reality to how certain things are supposed to be conducted. And then when individuals are supposed to refine, they haven't refined, they cause more abrasion, because the abrasion in the physical reality to what they did has to manifest in the physical. So they cause more abrasion in their physical reality, because this is why I came back in value, because value is more than a natural cellular activity. And then on top of it, I'm the only one with a certain type of value. So even if a person claims to be a jewel, depending on their physical reality and depending on their human condition, and even of the reason of their condition, they might not even supposed to be here in a physical reality a certain type of way. That means you're exposing the empress from an inner point, and nobody does that. And because I'm the one, anyway, I don't gotta tell you certain things. So it's just a funny situation when it comes to the physical reality. And then the empress trying to educate people like, yo, listen, if you're having sex with this person when you're not supposed to, and you're not even supposed to be having sex at this time because I got a husband, and then on top of it, my husband is the only one that did certain things, and she's only meant to do certain things a certain way at a certain time, and another person doing it is literally killing her, and on top of it, causing their own death at a time. And then on top of it, it's like going to a restaurant, ordering a drink and food, and then can't pay for the meal. What you think is gonna happen? Yo, my dog. You don't want the wrong type of situations to happen. And if something like that ever happened in the physical reality, I want to stick around. I would just be a person that would just move. Because I would never take up time of another individual that I couldn't survive a certain type of way. Another person just sincerely, and the people of my social economic atmosphere tried to entrap me because they wanted me to do something wrong, because they're already trying to sell off my real estate. So they wanted me to look wrong and do something wrong to even family members. And when my wife and me tried to show my family they were wrong for putting me in that type of predicament, They didn't care because the fact is they wanted to sell off individuals' estates, because the fact is they're already going through social, civil conflict, and then she manipulating the family, causing her to do that, and then didn't realize that I was the real rot and the reason of my anatomy, and I'm the consciousness ahead of time. So it's just like turned off a light. If you need to look further, I'm the real reason of the reason of the further visual view, and then the one that the reason why you can even think and reflect and have an education. So she caused the family to violate themselves repeatedly on a whole period, on a whole social economical graph of their own humane condition. And then when they did that to themselves, they didn't realize what predicament they put me in to cause that. And then on top of it, they endangered their life. It's just like Fast and the Furious. They're like, did you cause police to come to my dad's house? He was like, you made police put their hands on my dad and put handcuffs on my, you fucking stupid bitch. You know what you just did to the family? You just enslaved the family, you bitch. You fucking just caused all type of problem. And then people be on the hierarchy of the majesties, and then imperials, royal and imperial, and then you put people to put handcuffs on me. Oh my God. Them niggas is looking at what type of beef they have. They have beef for people of precincts that's already trying to take over economic. That's like an alcoholic with shakes. yeah. Wow, man. You gotta think about the allegory and the art, the reason why I said it like that. That's like, wow. And then I own this planet. And then other people trying to keep their conduct, because not only I own this planet, I made all other planets. So once you did that here, oh my God, what's happening that you don't know about? It's like a girl, it's like being here, you had some chick, that some stupid black bitch or brown skin, it's hard to say because it's dark matter, but the reason, if something's ever missing of value, that means you already knew about it and why it was missing. And that's just the honesty. So if you have some, it's like having some stupid black bitch that's already trying to find the depth of an individual's reality, exposing the depth of an individual's reality to individuals that they're not supposed to be exposing it to. Because if a chick is a certain type of way, even the empress will tell her, yo, listen, you have a certain type of body shape. If my husband considers to be with you, you can be with my husband. If my husband doesn't consider to be with you, you can't even have sex. That's how real it is. And on top of it, if you're a certain requirement, if you're past on the requirement, then it's a different type of reality. My wife knows why. But if you're of a certain quality of life, and then you go misconduct, it's like not knowing martial arts. It's like not knowing how to control your humane condition to your emotions. And I'm the real avid white. You should take a movie at Ninja Hunter. And I'm just looking like this for this, just because I was recovering, you know. You should take a movie at Ninja Hunters, and then you think about what I just said. And then this stupid bitch already selling off estate and real estate with individuals that's stupid and wondering why they're stupid, because they already got a bitch that's not even supposed to fucking know or see certain type of even heights in life, because she's a, yo, listen, man, it's just like bringing a plant to the fucking 13th floor. You know? Oh, you bought your plants up here? Oh, thanks. Oh, thanks. This it? This is it. I'm getting tossed out the window. I'll be a flying hostage one day. It'll look like the World Trade Center, just because this stupid bitch wanted to look and wanted to be a part, because she wanted to run around, look fly, and just wanted to give out the pussy and secrecy, and didn't know the reasons why, and fucked up the individual's life, and it's not okay. Straight to the morning lights. Oh, wow. Then the bitch came to my house and then wanted to play with my emotions. I knew that. Oh, bitch. Oh my God. Yo, listen, man. this is education. Yo, listen. I should have been in my mansion. I should have. What? What? Yo, listen. Yo, I should have had a security guard. Yo, listen. This girl's coming in here. Who's this? Oh, this girl. I just met. She's a wonderful person. She's actually coming in here to have sex with me. Told the security that she's actually coming here to have sexual conduct with me. You hear that right now? So, see, oh my God, no, I'm serious. Oh my, no, for real. Oh, and okay, and then she goes through the gate. Yeah, I'll just turn around before we go through the gate. If the cops come here or somebody says something, remember, she's coming here to have sexual conduct with me. So if anything else happens and she tries to call the cops, document this on your notepad so individuals can know the reason why she was here. So if she says anything, they'll know that it's some type of funny situation, so they shouldn't be putting their handcuffs on. And they need to take her away because that means she's a dishonest person. And then that's it, go inside. Or just been in my castle so I'm like, bitch, there's a reason for this. This is why this is why you seen police outside. What's up, bitch? What happened? For real? You thought, all of a sudden some Braveheart shit. You belong to some next thing, so what the fuck you doing? What the fuck you doing? then she wants to know, and she don't know, and then wondering why things are happening. So, why is this happening? Fuck you mean why, bitch? You don't know your education. Bitch, shut the fuck up. At least I was a man that educated this. When my wife was like, I don't care about these situations, I went and said, yo, babe, you can't do that because when I want to know what's going on a certain type of way, I don't want to look like a savage going other places. So I'm going to educate your stupid shits, and then I'm going to send them back to fucking Africa and other places. So if something happens, and I go over to them sides, they'll at least know what the fuck I look like, and then I'll be able to headbust every fucking body else because they know the reason what's going on. And if anybody comes and says they don't know the reason, and if something happens, I'll get the phone call, and then we'll see what happens, depending on what's already going on with them. And the next thing you know, if the bitches come, oh, I'm over here, I'm a slave. He said, other niggas, my children and kids, they have to have other people. I'm not gonna run in. My wife has different, you gotta go here, you gotta go here, you gotta go here. You can't be over here. I knew why. They couldn't know why. So then when I'm educating them, they said, oh, no, you're not in the basement. You're not staying in no fucking basement. No. Get the fuck out. No. You're already here. You don't need no basement, bitch. You're in a fucking one level if I can see your ass, bitch. Matter of fact, since you wanted to go to the basement, thanks. Call my son. Hey, listen, bro. If this bitch gets out of control, you're already supposed to be over here. So listen, you're gonna watch this chick. Something happens, I'm gonna fuck you up. Nigga get excited. Oh, got in the house, pussy. Nigga, he made his own rules. Mom Deuce calling me. Oh my God, you want some lamb? You want some lamb? Huh? You want some lamb? You over there hanging out? You going camping? You in a teepee? You want some lamb? You want some lamb? You going to China? You want some Chinese food? You talking to me crazy? Yo, listen, I'm only here for you talking to me crazy. I'm gonna just leave this planet. You start speaking to me like that. Yo, listen. Because a person, I'm a doctor, so you're dealing with individuals that something's happening to her a certain type of way, and then she's feeling a way, and nobody can know the reason why she's feeling the way, only me, her husband. So this is the only way she could speak to me, and I have to literally be able to do what? Be able to be subtle with her, so she could be able to be leveled out in her humane condition, so she could be able to do the things and conduct the physical reality, so the children won't get hurt and they won't end up murdered and people find out their secrecy. And then on top of it, she could be okay and other things could happen. Don't let your black people want to do more than this. And this YouTube video has to be on YouTube. Because there's other planets of purity that view these situations. So once they know, which already set the future, once they know something is not there at a time, there's no reason to call an individual to tell them how did they get inside your house. They already be here. Like, what's up? What you wouldn't even know. Science is wonderful, right? Mythology also. I'm gold. The reason why people looked at Asian people like they were fucking, they were aliens. Your black people influenced them. They're gonna be aliens. They're gonna come. They're gonna find out. There's no more basement pussy. Because they wanted to be the majority of the reason why you should go to sleep, man. You feeling tired? Just take a little medication here. Go to sleep. I'm gonna give you a little more of this tomorrow. They gave you so much of it that you sleepless all day. You don't even segregate life for you, and then there's a wrap. You don't need to know what's going on. They'll run around with your books looking like you and everything. And then you won't even have to worry about ever coming outside. You'll be inside permanently. Like the house of Barry Artist, when Barry Artist and the other individual from the other house had a disagreement, and then they try to put me in the wall and shit. Oh, whoa. Looking like what YouTube is showing me. They taking pictures of me and they show me the opposite, like they want to clone me or something. I'm like, whoa. Too bad I knew all this information originally. Another person is looking stupid. You really want to end all existence for some stupid shit? Wow. You're a real Justine Celia. A real downgrader. Not even Justine, because you say Siobhan Sons. For real. And you think it only Siobhan Sons. I didn't tell you about China, right? I didn't tell you about the Ixa, right? I didn't tell you what was supposed to be that wasn't. And it was supposed to be a certain type of way in one family, right? And matter of fact, I didn't tell you about Helen, my wife, right? Matter of fact, there was a couple girls I was supposed to speak to. I just walked past them in life. I didn't tell you why their anatomy came and found me naturally and just wanted some dick. Like, yo, for real? You seem like the only nigga that'll show me something where I can just blow this bitch head up. Like, oh, you want me to blow your mind? Started making the rap song, blow your mind. Can it be? Nigga said, hello gray skies, hello blue. Something you know me and I know too. It can't be right, it can't be wrong. Rocking and rolling all night long. Happy days, happy days. Oh my lord. What? My dude, let me tell you. Oh, my dude. The chicks that they felt they weren't supposed to be with me, other men that were supposed to be with me. Their natural embrasions came for help, trying to help them at times. Like they were ashamed. You haven't had people ashamed of what they did, and then set in their fucked up situation a certain type of way to get attention. And then, but what happens if you do something like that? That's already causing more aggravation, right? Another nigga with a sleeping pill somewhere else. They just take this, and you'll be okay in the morning. It's just like when I was in Coney Island Psychiatric Facility when they were trying to kill a guy, this Caucasian guy that worked for Walt Disney. In the hospital, and I happened to be there. I woke up in the middle of the night, caught them killing the guy. They didn't even know that I was standing there. And I just walked up on them like, wow, you think that's supposed to be breaking their fucking chest and their face open right now? So even injecting that guy, the guy yelling for help, like old guy, and they're trying to kill him. They're trying to give him a depression. You think I was supposed to break him out of here? Because it looks like they were trying to kill a guy that's not supposed to be getting killed. Wow. Let me mind my business. I just went back to sleep. And then I'm thinking about the situation like that. What would have happened if I would have did that? what was happening around that time? Oh, my bad. They were hiding me from the Mings. The Mings were around. They were hiding me from the Mings. They didn't want the Ng family finding me. They didn't want the Ching family finding me. They didn't want the Chin family to see me. They didn't want the family of love. Certain families were coming around in a majority like they were on a vacation stroll. And they just didn't want them to see me because of the wrong that they were doing. And they just wanted to make them come to parties just to cause dark intentions to dark anatomy and fucking their life up. And if they were around me, they can't do that. For some reason, they would have looked at me and been like, wait a minute, whoa. Hey, whoa. Damn, I feel like a trillion days smarter than what I was feeling yesterday. Just by looking at this nigga. I can't tell this nigga that. Wow. Oh my God. Oh, we're gonna have to kidnap this nigga. Look at me. Oh, we're gonna have to kidnap this nigga. Black people are walking around every day. Oh, see the white guy see me. They walk by the store like, yo, this white guy see me. This white guy see me. Oh my God. Oh my God. This one might be smart. And I was like, oh my God. Aliens. Independence Day. And what happened? Ain't that funny? They made a movie about Independence Day, and I'm the one that gave America the independence. Ain't that funny, no? Wow. Well, YouTube, thanks. I'ma just YouTube should tell me things, because the reason why YouTube is even being funded and certain things is because I paid value. If I didn't pay and buy a cell phone and even be on YouTube, you would even make no future money if it wasn't for it. Ain't that funny? Because YouTube has to check the physics to see the reality of what I'm speaking about. I pay credit for you individuals can be able to survive. If I didn't pay value and put out a certain type of value, physics is real. If I didn't pay a certain type of value, you're not surviving for the future. Anybody takes the value I paid, you're not going for the future. Guaranteed. I don't even need nobody around for certain things to happen. If nobody's around, then you'll realize how real of what I'm saying is. Ain't that funny? Did you hear me? Even black people needed white people around in certain type of way. And don't think about fucking with any Asians. Then you hear the songs, this is it. Straight to the morning lights. This one is never gonna be okay. I think he'll be like this for the rest of to the endless end of all his days. What? You don't know I did it. Another black person, I'm a slave. No, you weren't a slave with me. I was a real Willie Lynch, and I educated you. But since you had that mentality with your funny situations after a while and said that, I was glad to hear that shit at the time. Like, wow. You went and opened your fucking mouth and didn't know who the fuck I was. Too bad for you. Stupid shit. Another person said, damn, why did they end up in that type of predicament? What? I'm the real rock. I'm the paradigm of time. What did you say that was wrong a certain time? How did you act that was wrong a certain time? I'm just going to be around you and just fuck you up at another time and you wouldn't even believe it. Or my children will be around you another time, make me feel away, and they'll just fuck you up and you'll wonder why it happened. Or my wife will just think the wrong thing about you and then you'll be in existence the wrong way. You hear the voice in the background and shit? Your animals don't know what's wrong. Oh, thank you. Thank you, commercials. The system be letting me know, like, yo, listen, me, do you realize who you are yet? Or Smallville depends on me, so we are farmers. Dun, 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 and then the nigga moves. What? Farmer niggas ain't.
Niggas be looking at farmers. Shit, nigga. You be saying farmers and the niggas be calling Justine. They be like, babe, Justine, Just. Yo, Just, Rumpy baby. They be like, Humpy baby. That's how I start. Oh, farmers? Fuck a fuck. Yo, listen, man. Go to some Chinese food over here and then call Justine. Humpy baby. You remember that show? That was it. Oh, yeah. To the next one, too. Bonanza. You think it's, yo, I said to yo, my nigga, you have to see for yourself, bro. Niggas called up. Niggas called. She just showed up, girl, wondering what's going on. What's going on? You're the future, babe. Oh, yeah. Bananas all day. Cock all day, babe. All day your mouth, babe. Whoo, just lay down, babe. Woo. Nigga said bananas. Nigga, she be wondering if this nigga sometimes is my wife just dressed up. Like, bitch. What are you talking about, bitch? You crazy, bitch? Oh, shit. Oh, shit. That shit be funny, man. She be like, oh, you remember you? I remember you, bitch. You were the part of me that said something wrong to this nigga before, right? Bonanza, baby. She said back, but oh, shit. Oh, man. You gonna tell you inside of the Earth Empress, you telling her she can't do that? You'll sound stupid. You're real stupid after that. Guarantee. Guarantee. It's like starting a sequence. Run. Run, baby. You should be on the stage. Twerk. Keep it. Oh, shit. That shit be, yo, my nigga, that shit be so funny, my nigga. I feel sorry for them sometimes. I be like, damn, man. You went in Salem and made her feel like Salem. How the fuck did you make the reason of your existence feel like she was some Salem chick? Wow. You're finished. The more aggravated she gets, you probably ain't gonna realize what's gonna happen to you in the physical reality of this experience here. It's like having that one wrong person as the enemy. And then on top of it, she'll probably look at you on this, I ain't a person, bitch, and then fade out. Woo! Wow! Oh, it's over with that. Right then and there. Yo, listen. You just brush your teeth. If you could eat and just lay down on the bed and don't say nothing over it. That's it. I'm telling you. You think I'm joking? Find out for yourself. A nigga like me, look at me. My wife crying still every day. Wow! He paradigm again. Oh my God, go kill that nigga. She be telling me, kids, you gotta get over. You got to kill that nigga. This nigga came over here and stabbed people for the hell of it today. He was like recovering niggas. Like, oh no, my dad over there. Shit, he ain't going over there. You want to stab all of them motherfuckers today. Nigga, get up, start being, get up, fly out the atmosphere like, shoo, land on the people planet. Balls out. Like, I'm just going to show you, I'm going to really dig you. You remember what you said to me? I'm going to really dig you, bitch. Niggas discuss stabbing niggas. She be running. How is this happening? The nigga stood still and got a tattoo. Another nigga was like, my dad got a tattoo. Wow. She said, oh.
After a year of it, she walked around on the planet. So y'all gangsters, right?
Oh, man. My wife is.
Oh man. She be showing up at night like, don't worry, one day, nigga. One day, nigga. Ooh. I might not come home.
When I come home, I'll be looking at her like, oh, yo, babe, you know what time it is?
Oh, no, I'm not. Oh man. Oh man. You think it's a joke? What's up? Yo, man, I don't gotta tell you, man. If you missed out on what I was speaking about, it's probably because I was rudely interrupted. But it's just like Justin's theory, man. You know, you'll make my wife look at you and fade out, and then you tell her, yo, listen, man, you know, I'm human. And then she just looks at you and fades out. I'm not human, bitch, and fades out. You said the wrong thing to my husband and did the wrong thing, bitch. And she just go get dressed and come see you later. What's up? Oh, you a crazy bitch. You know what I mean? You running around, you just gotta get dressed, take a shower, and go lay down. If you could even, you could have did. You got the empress of the reason of your humane condition, Matt. You tell the bitch, yo, you said something wrong to me? Yo, listen, my wife will yo, listen. It's like getting that one being, you can't call it a person, that one being mad. And this, oh, you don't know who house this is yet, huh, bitch? Or you come in here, huh, bitch? I should just show up with a black nigga at the door and shit like, oh, what's up, bitch? You know what? And just fade out, fade out. Nigga be like, yo, what the fuck you doing here? Nigga be looking at you, bitch, what you did, bitch? And then she show up again. I ain't human, bitch. Niggas, oh, shit. I don't be wanting to know what my wife is doing, but I just be, I don't know. My wife said, "Oh really? you know you think I was joking about the tattoo thing? I was thinking about. I don't know if you heard it because I don't know if the recording that. Yo, nigga, I got look. My nigga, I'm the paradigm in the atmosphere in the space, man. My nigga, I got tattoos, man. Son be waking up early cocked up in the morning. Nigga be loading his gun, have special bullets for the day. So I'm gonna go shoot that nigga. Yo, that bitch got me, man. I ain't getting my money. Oh man, you nigga got a tattoo. What time is it? Oh, I'll be right back. Superman. Nigga jump on the other planet with shorts on with no shirt with a gun in his hand like, yo, son. So, none of y'all ain't gonna be able to do that. That just stood there and he was sitting there like he didn't even do that. Nigga stood there and just literally got the tattoo. Y'all ain't gonna be able to do that to me at this time. Pong, pong, nigga, pong, 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 pong. Niggas, all the niggas jumping around. He said, I ain't gonna tell you what it is. Niggas jumping around, running after niggas, stabbing them. My wife went through that for a year. Then she had the night meeting. Tomorrow morning, these niggas will be here, stabbing niggas, shooting niggas. Now you got some gangsters, right? The prep told her. What a life, what a life. My other wife be looking for my planet, her planet looking like the eyeball. And all she hears is echo in space. Gangster bitch. You want a gangster boogie? Stars be dancing, taking forms up top like, oh, it's a cop party up there, man. You think it's chick? Yeah, my nigga. You be a nigga and try to go and be a star being at a time, and I'm down here. Niggas be looking at, oh, this this is it. This bitch ass nigga. Nigga wake up somewhere and shit. Nigga see some shit in space. He thinking he in the fucking Twilight Zone. It's like, raw. What the fuck? Never going up there, yo. What's that? She said purgatory, motherfucker.
what you want? That's what you want? You don't know nothing about that thing. Niggas,
Yo, listen, my nigga, I did a lot of martial arts. My children, yo, my nigga, you have animals because the way my children get. And just because the way they are and the way they just move around in life. You want to go up there? I'm okay. I can go up. That's me. It's all on me. You want to go up there? Good. Let's go. Good. Niggas be like, you're nice. Niggas see the commercial. We want a gangster bookend. You go. I can't wait till that commercial comes on playing the music. McDonald's. No, not even McDonald's. White Castle. No, Wendy's. Wendy's. We want a gangster bookend. Nigga be cooking Wendy's, cut dancing inside. Woo, woo, woo. Oh shit. Wow. Turn it up. Oh shit. My life, the nice thing coming home, huh? Getting stabbed up by the time you ain't coming home. Oh, you too, man? I mean, look, you got stabbed up too, man? You probably thought it was attack. Your babes. I be looking at it. You too, man? Oh, you probably thought it was a tap. I be like, yo, babes. Don't be buying me mountaintop at a time. Whoop. Oh, what happened? Forever pause. I have to go back. No, babe, I'm sorry. I don't know if I'll make it home to this, but I'm tired from sleeping. She walk around. She be like, yo, listen. She sent me reggae songs. She be like, 1 cent, 10 cent, dollar. She said 5 cents. She says quarter, 10 cent, 5 cents, penny, penny, ticket. I be like, oh. She's like, nice. You know something's wrong with her when she starts saying, nice. Oh, baby. What happened? I want to give me come on. Oh, man. You tell her, yo, listen, don't get carried away now. Don't get carried away. It won't be good for you. Dozen slaps. Oh, wow. Wait. Indian niggas be looking at me at times and from India like, I don't know if that shit come here. I don't know, man. You think college get smart? No. I think, hey. The guy look at him like, hey, I think so, man. No, nice. No. She come in looking like a soca party. College, nice in the house. Wow. You think it's a joke? I'm the real Indian, man. What? I went to Russia one time. Oh, what was that? What are you talking about? You heard that? You seen that? Yeah, nigga turn around, count nigga. Nigga turn around like, this, what are you talking about? What happened to that nigga? Yo, listen, I just turned around and tell you that. What happened? Yo, man, it's too cold out here for that shit, man. We gotta go. Come on. Oh, niggas like, what the fuck happened? Nigga, we in Russia. What the fuck is wrong with you? You heard that? What you heard? You heard that? I don't know, man. Yo, listen, man. The ice cracking right now. My nigga got to kill him. What happened? Nigga, it's sunny. It's a sunny day and the ice cracking. Nigga, let's go. What happened?
Your homeboy, man, your homeboy was talking too much shit before the me and looking at me another way. Yo, listen, I don't know what you're talking about, what's happening. I'm thinking about this cold weather, and I'm thinking about warmth right now. You acting like you want, well, you asking me what happened. You stop asking me that. You know, I don't know what happened to your homeboy, but stop asking me that. Oh my God, yo man, I'm sorry. Man. What the fuck is what? Oh man, here we go. You stop this. You got my phone on your phone? Ooh, you're right. We in Russia. What you telling me sorry for, nigga? So you got something on you? Got camera on you, man? What's wrong with you, nigga? What you talking about, man? Stop playing with me, nigga. Yo, let me see. Oh man. Yo man, YouTube, have a wonderful life, man. Oh nice.